And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts of the new movie, The Predator. So this is a full review, non-spoiler, of course. But so let's talk about this new Predator movie that just came out. First of all, let me say off the bat, I'm a big fan of these movies. For some weird reason, I have this really weird problem where I like the predator creature more than the alien creature, which is very weird. But I just thought the predator creature really looks cool, But I prefer the actual alien movies a lot more than the predator movies. But I still think the predator movies are pretty fun. They're kind of cheesy, not counting the first one, but the remake and the sequel and the other ones, they're okay. They're just fun. So when I heard we're gonna get a new one, and this one's directed by Shane Black, director of Iron Man 3, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and a whole bunch of other movies. So I was like, all right, this is probably a little bit more darker, a little bit more serious, maybe a little bit better tone, kind of the same tone as the original one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So if you don't know what the Predator is, a Predator is these alien creatures that go through planet to planet and they hunt, hunt for sport basically. They're in the jungle or wherever their environment is. They can go invisible. They got these high-tech alien weapons that can basically kill anybody instantly. And they like collecting trophies, probably gather some information from the planet or whatever they do. So an alien ship lands in Earth, obviously, and a soldier discovers it. He ends up taking some pieces of the technology from the alien, from the predator itself, and more predators come to retrieve those technology. And here's the movie. Okay. And of course, there have some moments in this movie where his son gets involved with the technology, and he starts hacking it, and it's kind of messy movie. But what I would say about this movie that I do like the premise of it. I do like how it was in the suburbs, neighborhoods and all that stuff. Because in the Predator 2 movie, which is I think is my favorite one besides the original. I like those two original movies the most because Arnold Schwarzenegger and the actor from Lethal Weapon, the original ones. Anyway, so his kid finds the technology. He starts playing around with it, thinking it's like a toy, and then the predators come after him, and the soldier, who's his father, has to go out and find them and protect them. So that's basically the gist of the movie. Then you have this government agency that kind of wants to hunt down these predators and get their information, get their technology, build weapons out of them, and use it for themselves. Typical government stuff. Alright, so here's what I liked about it. I like the violence in this movie. I feel like the violence kind of tied what the original one was. It kind of felt like the original one. How, in the original one you have all the soldiers, but they're getting picked off one by one by this mysterious creature. And of course, only Arnold Schwarzenegger was the one who was able to stop it. And that's basically it we got to see in this movie. The action scenes were pretty cool. The Predator looked great. Obviously technology has gotten better. So CG looked great with him. All that stuff was cool. Olivia Munn's in this movie. She was okay. She played like a scientist who came in to study the dead creature that they found in the crash landing site. It was pretty much that's all she did. But she ends up helping out the soldier guy throughout the whole movie, so she was okay. So let's talk about the actor who plays the soldier. I forget his name. I apologize. He was actually pretty good. He was actually my favorite part of the movie because he kind of had a little mix of Arnold Schwarzenegger and of course the actor from Lethal Weapon did. He was that soldier. He never gave up. He kept fighting this creature, obviously to save his son, but he kept fighting. He just kept doing what he had to do. So he kind of reminded me what Arnold Schwarzenegger was throughout the original movie. So that was pretty cool. But there were some cool moments also. They got some alien dogs that they have, predator dogs that they have. That was pretty cool. It's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. But that's pretty much the gist of it. And my negatives about this movie is that there were a couple moments in this movie I'm like, really? You're gonna go that direction? I I'm not gonna talk about. Apparently, there was some controversy about an actor who was a sex offender. I'm not gonna talk about that person because I don't believe in that crap. I feel like that's horrible. They shouldn't have had that person in that movie anyway. But I'm not gonna talk about it good way or bad way. But there were other supporting actors in this movie. I don't know which one was the person, but throughout most of it, it was pretty fun to see those guys. They were actually kind of funny. But like I said, if that person was in the movie, I just didn't notice it. So I'm not gonna talk about that. So anyway, other than that, there were some cool little, little winks throughout the original movie that was in this movie. That was pretty cool. Like I said, the CG was better than it usually is with these movies. But some of the story plots was kind of like, okay, where are you guys going with this movie? You know what I mean? It felt like, okay, you go in one direction, but then you go to another direction. It's like, made no sense. And the whole thing with the kid, he was cool, the little kid. Did a good job, though. I felt like that part didn't need to be a part of it. They should have just had the soldiers with the technology, and the government wanted it. They couldn't have had that. They couldn't have not had the kid part, and it would have been fine. But, hey, and you know what? My biggest problem with this movie was, and I was so worried that they were going to do it in this movie, was set up for a sequel. And yeah, they set up for a sequel. I'm not going to explain it because that's a spoiler. But it was a pretty cool scene. But look, even if this movie made a lot of money, apparently this movie is going to flop. I don't think it would have been get a sequel anyway because this whole Disney Fox deal would have gone through, and who knows what they would have done with the sequel. They would have probably scrap it and do it again, or sell it to somebody else who either would keep the sequel and move forward, or reboot it again. So it was a 50-50 shot that was going to happen anyway. But since it didn't really make money, it looks like it's going to bomb for Fox. Yeah, it ain't looking good. So that was my really biggest worry about that movie. And it ended up happening. I'm like, oh, come on. It's such a cool little scene. It's not nothing major, but it was such a cool little scene that kind of gets you excited for what's in the future for these movies. But what can you do? But yeah, the Predator movies, they're okay. They're not exactly, they're not going for Oscars here, but they're fun little cheesy movies that don't make sense most of the time. But hey, I still had fun with the movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I actually like it better than Alien vs Predator 2. So I have it equal with Predators, the one with I think Josh Brolin, I believe that was him, who they go into space and they go to their planet or something like that. I like that one. The one that came out in, I think, 2010. I like that one more, but sometimes I go back and forth with that. But the original two are still my favorite. And, this was okay, but I had fun with it. So, hey, listen, if you're a fan of these movies, go check it out if you want to. Don't worry about the box office or what's going on with if they're going to make a sequel or not. If you hear rumors that they might not make a sequel, who cares? We'll probably get a version of it anyway down the road. But if you're a fan, go check it out. If you're not, that's cool too. But let me know what you guys thought about it. If you saw it, did you like it? Did you think it sucked? Think it was the worst Predator movie we've ever gotten? Possibly. Some people might be. But I thought it was okay. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And stay tuned for more. And thank you very much. And have a good day.